Hello and welcome to another Magic the Gathering unboxing. Today I'm going to be taking a look at the new Return to Ravnica set and one of the intro packs from that set, Selesnya Surge. It's a white-green deck. I'm also going to be looking at the other packs in the set over the next week. So each one of these packs has a specific keyword associated with it. So in the case of Selesnya Surge, it's populate. So we're going to see a lot of token creatures in this deck and a lot of cards with the populate keyword on them. So let's open this up and see what the deck actually looks like. So anybody that's not opened intro packs for a while, it's still 60 card deck with one foil. But they've upped the booster count now, so you get basically 2 boosters within here, and that's it apart from the usual, the actual deck guide itself and the how to play guide. So I'm just going to open up the deck guide. So here we have the guild symbol. There you go. And at the moment it's highlighting up the guilds that are within this particular set. So Selesnya, Azorius, Izzet, Rakdos and Golgari. Now on the back of the sheet we actually have the deck list for all 5 of the decks. So we're looking at the Selesnya Surge deck, so I'm just curious here as to what they recommend as being the strategy just before we open the deck up. So I'll just show you that there, so you can freeze this video if you want and just read through what the strategy is. Okay, so let's actually look at the deck. So on the top of the stack we've obviously got our foil in here. So this is a rare, this is Grove of the Guardian. It's a land. You tap and add 1 to your mana pool, so that's 1 colourless mana. For 3 green-white, you tap it and then tap 2 untapped creatures you control. Sacrifice Grove of the Guardian, put an 8/8 green and white elemental creature token with vigilance onto the battlefield. I don't know how clear that is on camera. Actually here it's quite difficult to see the text with the logo underneath it. So moving on to the deck, it's the rest of the cards in the deck. We've got Arbor Elf, it's one of those. Centaur's Herald, so we're looking at the 1-drops first of all. And there's 2 of those in the deck. 2 drops Bush Strider. Viti Ghazi Guildmage. Centaur Courser, there's 2 of those, so 3 drops moving on to now, actually 3 of those in the deck. Seller of Songbirds, 3 of those. Centaur Healer. Wayfaring Temple, another 3-drop, it's a rare, Creature Elemental. For 1 green and a white, has star on it, so there's obviously something within the ability box that's going to explain this. Wayfaring Temple's power and toughness are each equal to the number of creatures you control. Whenever Wayfaring Temple deals combat damage to a player, populate. So there's an example of our populate keyword. Healer of the Pride, so this has enter the battlefield ability with life gain attached to that. So we're now moving on to the 4-drops. Phantom General. Hopefully you can see on these cards you know, where the things like the creature tokens kick in, the life gain that's also a feature of the deck, and the populate ability as well. So just watch out for those. Axebane Stag, which is a 6 and a green. Risen Sanctuary, 5 green white. So we've got a lot higher mana cards here. And move on to some land. Selesnya Guildgate. So with this, it's a common. Selesnya Guildgate enters the battlefield tapped, and you tap it to add green or white to your mana pool. There's one of those, and then the forest. So let's just count up what we have in here. So should be 12. Yep, and then we've got 11 planes in the deck. All with obviously the Return to Ravnica artwork. They normally stick the land base in the middle, and then in a moment we'll see all the other stuff like the sorceries and instants, all the support cards. This deck, I believe, has very little, if any, removal in it. So it'll be interesting to see what sort of cards they've got providing other utility. So we've got Druid's Deliverance. So this is a combat damage prevention with also populate attached to it. And again, I think these go through in order of casting cost. Savage Surge. So that's a pump spell, allows you to untap a creature. There's 2 of those. Call of the Conclave. So this is putting tokens into play, specifically 3/3 green centaur tokens. And there's 2 of those. Heroes Reunion. That's life gain. Selesnya Key Rune. So it allows us to add green or white to our mana pool. And you can also pay green or white, and it becomes a 3/3 green and white wolf artifact creature until end of turn. And there are 2 of those. Rootborn Defences is a populate instant, but also gives creatures indestructibility. That's all creatures you control. So just to clarify on the populate keyword mechanic, so to populate, you put a token onto the battlefield that's a copy of the creature token you control. Damage and effects that say destroy don't destroy indestructibility creatures, and that's just a note on here because of the indestructible keyword. But the important bit is the first bit, which says to populate, put a token onto the battlefield. That's a copy of a creature token you control. Chorus of Might. So it looks like we've got a couple of these. So that's pump spell and also trample. Eyes in the Skies puts 1/1 white bird creature tokens with flying onto the battlefield and then populates. 2 of those. Bountiful Harvest. This is life gain for each land you control. Tristani's Judgment. So this is probably the only bit of removal in the deck, which is 5 and a white, so it's pretty high cost, and allows you to exile a target creature and then to populate. There's 2 of those. And then we've got a Corsair's Accord. So this is another spell that puts a token into play. In this case it's a 3/3 green centaur creature token, and then it populates. So there you have the deck. So obviously lots of token things going on here. Some pump spells, some populate stuff that obviously interacts with the tokens. And then you've obviously got a creature base in here which complements the populate strategy. Just moving back through the deck quick. And a couple of non-basic lands. Yeah, so the Risen Sanctuary actually also has Vigilance on it, which means it doesn't tap when you attack. There's a few vanilla creatures in here like Axebane Stag, which don't have any abilities on them. and you can see various creatures that have the ability to pump like tokens, and more life gain and more token stuff. Just flicking back through again, another plain vanilla 3/3 for 3. Another creature with vigilance on it, and then the foil one, just going back to this, which was the land, which can be used to turn into an 8/8 green and white elemental creature token with vigilance. Okay, so that's the Selesnya Surge deck. Now we move on to the, nearly forgot the boosters. Oh dear. Kind of that. Right. So I suppose what we're looking for is green, white and colourless stuff. Urban Burgeoning. So we're going through our commons first. Mism Skin. Search Warrant. Sluice Scorpion. Inaction Injunction. It's got the detain thing on it, where detain target creature and opponent controls. So until your next turn, that creature can't attack or block, and his activated abilities can't be activated. It's also got card draw on it. Rakdos Guildgate. That's one of the guild-related non-basic lands that are a common rarity. Void Welder. Selesnya Sentry. It's got regeneration on it. Ogre Jailbreaker. And moving on to our uncommons, Civic Sabre. We've got a couple of artifacts here. Golgari Keyrune. Street Spasm. Loxodon Smiter. That's our rare. 1 green white for a 4/4. Creature Elephant Soldier. Loxodon Smiter can't be countered. If a spell or ability an opponent controls causes you to discard Loxodon Smiter, put it onto the battlefield instead of putting it into your graveyard. Bird Token, which is rather appropriate with our deck, and a Mountain. It's pretty slippery. Right, next booster. Okay, Launch Party, Avenging Arrow, Bellows Lizard, Dispel, Transguild Promenade. So this is another common non-basic land that's in the set. Transguild Promenade enters the battlefield tapped. When Transguild Promenade enters the battlefield, sacrifice it unless you pay 1 colourless. Add 1 colour of any colour to your mana pool. So it's a mana fixing or colour fixing land with a sort of additional cost. Dramatic Rescue, Annihilating Fire, Centaur's Herald. So we've got one of these in the deck already. Dead Reveler, Stealer of Secrets, Soul Tithe, the first uncommon in this pack. Just looking to see what this is, whether it's going to be of any use to us. Enchant non-land permanent. At the beginning of your upkeep of Enchanted Permanent's controller, that player sacrifices unless he or she plays X, where X is a converted mana cost. So we've got some removal, which is it's not straight removal. Blister Coil Weird, Rakdos Ringleader, Lotleth Troll. This is our rare. It's black and green for a 2/1. It's got Trample. Discard a creature card. Put a +1/+1 counter on Lotleth Troll. For 1 black you can regenerate Lotleth Troll. a worm creature token, and a mountain land card. Okay, so those were our pulls from this particular pack, this Selesnya Surge pack. So once again, thanks for watching.